Namaste. I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to present a paper on my favorite subject, mathematics and Tamil inscriptions. My paper will be in two parts. The first one about land measurements, and the second part is about a few very interesting mathematical figures engraved in stone. In India, rock, metallic or earthen pillars, tablets were generally used for engraving. Inscriptions served as records for preserving history. Ancient Tamils seem to be adept at this, as is evidenced from the fact there are at least 40,000 Tamil inscriptions. The majority of these inscriptions was in praise of their patron, king, and recorded donations made by him in favor of some religious establishment. But there were also some inscriptions which gave precise calculations for the measurement of land which were given as donation. Different symbols were used in Tamil Nadu for denoting numbers. Numbers, fractions and arithmetic calculations are found frequently in inscriptions from medieval times. The tradition of using Tamil numbers continues to this day, although in limited circles of Tamil studies. The traditional Tamil numerals of this period are very similar to the Tamil letters. For example, the Tamil letter A stands for the number 8 and Va stands for 1/4. In a poem, the Tamil poet Kalamega Perumal uses this when he talks about Ettegal Lakshaname, which actually means Avalakshaname or ugly. I've given, these are the letters used for the numerals. The word N in Tamil denotes both a numeral as well as the number 8. The numbers 1 to 8 in Tamil system are mentioned as individual numbers, while 9 is mentioned as 1 less than 10. The term Onpadu actually meaning 1 less than 10. In the French language also, there is a similar system. The manner in which numbers are mentioned in Tamil are somewhat different from Sanskrit. For instance, 17 is written as Padineru, 10 plus 7, whereas in Sanskrit it is Saptadashi, 7 added to 10. In French, it's similar to Tamil. 17 is denoted by Dik Tep, 10 plus 7. Tamil inscriptions have the various symbols used for numbers, fractions, and various land, weight, and volume measures. In Tamil inscriptions, Tamil numerals are mentioned frequently in a specific pattern. They are separate symbols for 1, 10, 100, and so on, and these are combined to convey specific figures. There is no place for place values system. The numbers are placed as they would be spelled. For example, 25 would be written as 2, 10, 5 and spelled Iru Patti Aindu. Coming to fractions, these are frequently found in the inscription. Interestingly, the word arai means not only half but also the waist part of a human being. Also the term kal, apart from denoting 1/4, also a portion of the human leg. Some smaller fractions such as arai kal 1/16 denoted by Makani or Visham. Ma refers to 1/20, Kani means 1/80 and Mundiri means 1/320. Other minute fractions less than Mundiri were referred to along with Kil, meaning below. Keedalai would mean Mundiri multiplied by Arai, 1 by 2 into 1 by 320. And Keel Mundiri would mean 1 by 320 multiplied by 1 by 320. Some of these are represented by different symbols. The Tanjavur Brihadishwara temple inscription has the term Keel Mundiri multiplied by 1/2, which refers to 1 by the big number 524288 followed by 5 zeros of a veli, this fraction of the veli. Another inscription mentions the fraction 1 by 320 into 1 by 320 into 1 by 320 into 1 by 320 into 3 by 4 into 1 by 20. These small fractions mentioned in the inscription for land areas were the result of reduction or madakku of the area based on several parameters. Kol or danda, meaning measuring rod, finds mention in various names in Tamil inscriptions. Shan, Mulam, or Adi were other terms which were used. Interestingly, these measurements differed from village to village, district to district. Kuri is the Tamil name for pit and it is used in the sense of area. An area covered by one kol is a kuri. 100 kuris formed a ma unit. This also differed from place to place. 20 ma units formed one veli. The most important unit of measurements used in many districts of Tamil Nadu even today. This is especially in the Kaveri Delta. Madakku was a term used for a kind of reduction process in which a large area can be reduced to a smaller area. Similarly, Birivu refers to expansion of a smaller area to a bigger one. Very often, the inscriptions mention about the land which was to be taxed and the area which was exempt from tax, such as temple land, settlement areas and burial grounds. For these, the calculations had to be very accurate. Now we look at two examples of arithmetic calculations occurring in the inscription. The first one is the Nallur Kalyana Sundareshwara temple in the third year of reign of Rajaraja III, 1218 C. This is in Papanasham. It mentions about the area of land that was exchanged for another piece of land meant for the passage of the carrying the dead body. So I think it went into the temple area, so they had to be moved to another area, so a calculation was made for that. The area is mentioned as 2 kol in north-south direction by 15 and 3/4 and 320. 15 mukkale 3 ma. And the total area was 31 and 3/4 and 1 by 20. This is called Perunguli or square kuli. To find the area, the calculation I have done. To find the area, multiplying 2 kol by comes to 13 and 3/4 and 1 by 20. Now the area that is given in exchange, that was 8 and 1/4 kol by 3 and 3/4 plus 2 by 2 kol. That comes to 31 and 3/4 plus 1 by 80. So there is a small difference in the exchange. That is either due to the parameter difference or how it was measured in the other area. Now, the above kol, that was differed from place to place. No, it is not given in that example. Now, measurement of the kol. Kol was a measurement which they made. Kol or danda or adi. Here the I will show you the inscription where it says this is code. So there is a slide.
If you don't know the length of the pole, this calculation is not correct. It is not
No, this 2 coal by 15 and 3/4. So the answer will be in coal. And if it is coal into coal, it will become a kuli, the area.
no, there are various measurements.
Yes, yes.
So 250, 150,
Yes, yes, yes.
So it all depends upon unless we know the measurement of the coal,
Yes.
these calculations have no value.
No, this only to show that the land that was given in exchange was calculated in those days in this manner. It is almost the same.
They have not given the length of the coal.
No, it is not. Next. See, this is the portion of the inscription. It mentions about 31 முக்காலே ஒருமாவுக்கு தலைமாறாக இந்த கேட்ட விண்ணகரிம்ப. The measurement, how much was the coal is not given here. Here it says it differs from place to place. Next. There is another inscription from Nallur itself. Here the area of the piece of land is mentioned as 4 into 28. See here the difference comes, sir. The two different, that is why they have found out that it is increased by 2.5. See, in this, the area of the is mentioned as Uriya Kuli. So it has changed, actually the parameter has changed. Yes. No, here the length of the pole is not given, it is just given the pole is. So the assumption is made that the 2 coal has changed to 2.5 coal, so there has been an increase of 25%. So this also has to change. So the area would now be 87.5 kuli. Next. Kuli 86 நாள் Uriya Kuli, called Uriya Kuli, and it has changed. He says it has changed. No, there is another inscription, Vaidyanatha Swami in Tirumalavadi, issued in the 26th year of reign of Rajadiraja. It talks about land measurements and conversions. The original area of the land is mentioned as Irande Mukkale Uruma Vareikani Mundiri Kaikil Mukkal. And the land that was Irande Mukkale Uruma Vareikani Mundiri Kaikil Mukkal was reduced, and therefore it became Onbaduma Areikani Mundiri Kaikil Mukkale Mumma Varei Areikani. So I have done the calculation. It comes to 23,610 and divided by 512. The original 1,43,960 by 51200 has been reduced to this. So the reduction is 6.08 times it has reduced. This is based on the assumption that the size of the valley is the same. Otherwise it makes no meaning. So assume that the valley is the same, the parameter used. The reduction only is shown here. What was that has reduced to this. Next. Thus the land that was 1,43,960 by 51200 has been reduced to 23,669 by 51200. That is, it has been reduced by nearly 6.08 times. This is based on the assumption that the size of the valley is the same. Now calculation of half the area. Half the area is the Chempadi. So that calculation has been made and it is exactly the same. See, this is only to show the word they were used for the fractions, and it is actually the calculation comes to be the same. So the half is 309 by 102400. Earlier also it was the same. Next one. Now half of this according to the inscription, is Kil Mukkale Nangu Makkani Mundiri Kai. So that I have calculated comes to the same. Now I am coming to the second part of the way. I am going to talk about some mathematical figures inscribed on rocks. This is the ancient Tamil treatise Asana Kolakalam. I didn't get the font, so I will just read it myself. So the verse is given how to draw the magic square. Indiran Vayu Yaman Niridi Pudu Chandiran Chudi Danapatiyam Mundu Kanal Varunan Mattaridi Karikayar Inamani Enbat Tundru Ki. So it is given how to place the numbers according to the verse. So Indran comes to the top, and then it is Vayu, and then it is Yama, then Niriti, and then it is Podu, that is center, then Ishana, then Kubera, and then Agni, and then Varuna. So this is a magic square, which if you read horizontally, the columns, the rows, they all add up to 15, and also the diagonals. This is called Maya Chaduram, and several examples are given in the text Asana Kolakalam. Next. Now, next we found, what I found was there is recently a wall in Palni. They found an engraving of the magic square with the rare 700-year-old inscription, which was discovered when repairs were made in the temple. Then when the limestone was removed, they found this beautiful magic square. Next. It is written in Tamil letters, which I gave the modern notation. Next. So, this is the one which is Asana Kolakalam, and this is the one which appears in Palani. You find that just by turning this 90 degrees to the right, you get this Palani inscription. These are the only ways of forming the magic square. Next one. Then in Denupurishwarar Kovil, just as you enter, on the right side, this beautiful magic square is there. Next. This is what we found in the entrance of the Denupurishwar temple previously. And this modern notation. Now this is exactly the mirror image of the one I showed you in the beginning, Asthana Kolakalam, that magic square. This is the mirror image of that. But what is intriguing is why it is found in the temple. For Palani, there is some hypothesis given that the numbers add to 15, and 5 plus 1 is 6, and 6 is very close to Subramania Swami. But Denupurishwara Kovil also has the same, on a different direction, the same magic square. We don't know what is the significance of etching the magic square in the temple. Marundishwara Kovil. In a pillar in Marundishwara Kovil is engraved what is now known as the Borromean triangle. Borromean triangle basically means 3 equilateral triangles entwined with each other. No end or beginning, they are entwined and giving a 3D effect. There are 2 such figures in the Marundishwara Kovil which recently we found there. One is in the entrance, one is in the wall near the Tripura Sundari Amman sanctum, and I forgot to tell this. This 3x3 magic square is used in many rituals in India, especially South India. This is the Kubera column, which is drawn in the entrance of the house. Here the number starts from 20 and goes up to 28. This is the Kubera column. This is the Borromean triangle, which is found in the wall of the sanctum Tripura Sundari Swami Sannadhi. This one. And another one we found. This is on the ceiling. And for the people didn't know about the Borromean triangle, they put an electric light there. So we had to take a picture which didn't hide the diagram. This is called the Borromean triangle. 3 equilateral triangles interlocked, and when you see it gives a 3D effect. This is a triad. Tripura Sundari, she is also a 3, denoting 3. The concurrent theme of the triad is repeated here. The sacred mantra Om is composed of the letter A, U and M. The 3 Shaktis, the Icha Shakti, the Jnana Shakti and the Kriya Shakti. There is a well-known triad of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. And the Lalita Sahasranama mentions the Brahma Granthi in the lower body, the Vishnu Granthi in the region of the heart, and the Rudra Granthi in the region between the eyebrows. Tripura Sundari, she is the one who creates, sustains and dissolves. And this is also the Lalita Tripura Sundari Yantra. What connection is the Borromean triangle with our Yatra is there the same figure. Of this. There is another, in the Marudishwar Kovil, we also found another figure of a snake coiled itself with the tail going to the mouth. That is also refers to what in mathematical terms is called a prime knot. It actually represents the Almighty, who's Anadi, that is without a beginning, or Ananta, without an end. We can only give some esoteric explanation. But why these mathematical figures were raised in temples is something which we have to do more research on. Thank you.
I thank Dr. Sita